It's your girl, LAL, which is short for Lovely Angel Lady. Welcome to my channel. So glad to be doing this video for y'all today. So y'all, my gifts basically include helping others heal, helping you maintain and achieve positive change, as well as helping you see yourself the way that God, your creator, sees you. God loves you and he wants y'all to know that, beautiful kings and queens. He loves you and he really wants to make sure that you keep your hearts pure, that you don't allow your heart to turn dark, and so forth, so forth. So I'm going to go ahead and tell y'all a little bit about me, just because I know some of you are just now meeting me. And so I'll give y'all a little bit about my background before I hop into the topic. So I have a background in mental health counseling and makeup artistry. Yep, you heard me. You heard me right. So mental health counseling and makeup artistry is where a majority of my skills come from. However, don't get it twisted, because your girl is a jack of all trades. I really am. I attended a high school that is currently ranked the top magnet school in the country. Woot woot, super proud and excited about that. The school is under a different name, and when I was attending, it was called a vocational high school. It was a vocational school, and I took up cosmetology 1 and 2 while I attended there, and decided to go on to college and stuff after that. But yeah, cosmetology was my vocation. And I went on to obtain my bachelor's degree. My bachelor's degree is in business administration with a concentration in healthcare management, and went on thereafter to obtain my master's. And my master's is in mental health counseling. You heard me? So that's a little bit about me, so that y'all understand that I'm a helper in numerous areas and in numerous ways. When I chime in to help and educate with inner issues, it is to help you keep a good heart and good mental health. If y'all see me glance down, it's because I look at my notes just to make sure that I don't miss anything important, especially for discussions like this. Beauty and fashion, it allows you to express yourself, to express who you are, what you like, how you feel. Thank you so much, my loves, for expressing appreciation for these Let's Talk discussions. I'm so glad. It just warms my heart to know that, you know, they actually do help y'all. When you win, I win, we all win. So thank you so much, mis amores, for all the love and the support and the appreciation. Okay? I don't take that for granted. I truly appreciate having y'all. The LAL fam is the best out there, you heard me? Aside from my extensive experience in human services, my testimony, my story has not always painted a pretty picture. So I have lived, I have been through some things. I am able to utilize that pain and the traumatic experiences of my past to help all of you. Had I not gone through what I've been through, God wouldn't be able to use me the way he wants to. I'm very grateful for all of you, for real. For real, I mean that. God led me to today's topic, y'all. So I do, pray about when I do certain topics and things like that. If I'm not commenting on a situation or something of that nature, I do pray about the topics. He certainly knows what his people need. So we're going to trust God, right? God is the big daddy, the daddy. There are so many men out there, y'all, that sadly hate women. And it's terrible. In addition to many women out there that also hate men, we see all of this bickering and attempts to tear one another down all over social media. It's no secret. This generation of men and women are quite interesting, to say the least. A relationship that's only intended for sex and creating a bunch of babies is definitely not the one that's starting off on a good note. It's not starting off on a good, strong foundation. This is dangerous because of soul ties. Soul ties are real. I don't know if y'all are aware of soul ties, but they exist and they're real. And some of y'all are, I don't want to say bold and brave, because, I've been down that road myself, and it's not a road. Let's just say it's not a road that I would ever want to go down ever again in my life. So I don't want to call it bold or brave. I want y'all to simply avoid some of these things if you can. You know, we live and we learn. We should be learning. A lot of us still bumping our heads and not learning a thing. Where we go wrong though, y'all, is opening our hearts up to a person before knowing, like, for certain that they're trustworthy. Once you start sharing your deepest, darkest secrets and you begin showing and sharing your insecurities and all your unfinished business is out there. You know what I'm saying? When someone is not good for you and you do that, if they're toxic, they'll begin to treat you as though you're like an enemy or a rival. And that's why trusting too early is not wise. We got to start really using our brains when it comes to this. There are other healers and helpers like myself in this world, both men and women. Yes, it's true. There are other healers out there. These people tend to have a good heart and other characteristics. When you meet someone like this, they aren't out to hurt you or to devour you. The truth is, hurt people truly do set out to hurt others. That's the truth. So what? Your past relationship didn't end up the way you wanted it to, right? But I bet you learned to apply that moving forward and avoid repeating those regretful behaviors over and over again. You should have if you didn't. And once you've been through that once, you don't want to be going through it twice and then the third time. Then at that point, it's like, what's wrong with you? Did you know that if you're still broken and not healed, that you're probably repeating this cycle of ending up with an unfavorable man or woman over and over again? Yes, you're actually attracting that particular type of person. And you are, that's the truth. Whether they be toxic, criminals, or whatever. Why keep wasting years and years of your life giving your time to someone who never, ever deserved a conversation with you? Why do that? Forget focusing on the pain and suffering, though, when you can be much more productive focusing on the wisdom and the lessons that you've learned from what you've been through, okay? This is how you make better choices for yourself, and it is. Modern men and women have been so wounded, whether it be the past in their families, whether it be bad relationships and so forth. They've been wounded like crazy. Women have become much more masculine over the years. And y'all know this is true. And it was just never intended to be that way. Modern women, these modern women becoming more masculine over the years, it can be very difficult for a modern man to even begin to grasp how to manage her, you know, because of roles have changed. This is a whole lot that was not supposed to be the way it is. So yeah, there are men that break you and men that also heal women. And a man that heals y'all gives calmness to the soul of a woman. A husband is a grown man of a certain character, according to the Bible. He honors womanhood. Ephesians 5:25-28. That's what y'all can check out for that. This new norm of men siding with a bunch of other men about women is a little sus, as my boys would say. That's a word they always say to their friends. But yeah, it's a little suspect. And yeah, groups should be able to help you obtain personal growth without encouraging you to hold grudges and hate others in the process. Like, if you're going to be a part of a group, why not, you know, should it encourage you to do anything other than improve who you are, to make you great, to make you even better than what you are? You know, why? So y'all all can continue being mad together. It's just, I don't know, y'all, it's sad. Modern women aren't perfect, but do we take the time to think about why? She's definitely broken and has been hurt by the men in her life, which is very true. Just like many angry men, they're that way because because of the women in their lives have hurt them. So this can go both ways. The modern woman was never really intended, like I said before, to be this way. Humiliation and complaining don't create positive change at all. And listen, y'all, I do love y'all. However, if you choose not to like me simply because you have an issue with all women, I'm okay with that. I truly am okay with that. But I'll also pray for you to heal. Because, I mean, you have to choose what's good for you. And if you want to live your life in a bunch of anger and make it harder on yourself, that's your choice. That's your choice. Christ's love makes the church whole, y'all. What the husband does and says is designed to bring the best out in her. The Bible clearly tells you how husbands are to love their own wives, and that's very true. If husbands are being led by God, the wife is much more likely to follow his lead. However, if you're doing whatever, whenever, she probably isn't going to trust you to effectively lead the household due to what you've shown her. Have you proven to her that you're able to lead the household successfully without doing something stupid, without embarrassing the family, embarrassing her, hurting somebody? You know, you have to prove, just like you have to earn someone's trust. You have to show people what you're capable of. If you do this naturally, if this is done the way it should be done, it wouldn't be all of that. And that's another thing, that when you're in a marriage and the man is not led by God, things don't go, accordingly. But when you heal and adjust what's broken within you, you'll stop attracting heartbreak zaddies and mamas, period. That's what we're going to call them, y'all. Heartbreak zaddies and heartbreak mamas. Many women and men still state that they have great spouses. So good is still out there, but you have to be ready and undamaged to get one. I mean, who gonna want you trotting on, in their life, and you still got a whole bunch of baggage, a whole bunch of drama, a whole bunch of trauma? Who wants that? People ain't looking for that. People already got their own problems. So we all need to be working on healing before we're trying to get anybody in our lives, or we getting into anybody else's lives. Men and women didn't just stop being born and growing up, Y'all be acting like nobody else is in this world existing, or like y'all met everybody in the world and they're all terrible. And that's not necessarily the case. You have not seen a majority of the people in this world to claim that none exist, So don't hate me, y'all, but it's honesty with me, but it's all out of love. Y'all know your girl Elliot loves y'all so much. And God is transforming men and women. He's transforming men and women's lives on the daily. Just because you haven't met them does not mean that they don't exist. Don't let your trauma fool you, and use your spirit more than that mouth. Because some of us like that. We like to a little too much. When you better yourself, you'll have more favorable circumstances. Maybe change where you're going, your focus, and so forth. How many women are so screwed up emotionally that they honestly are not ready for marriage? So naturally, these men are out there trying to choose wisely and not get caught up in a hot mess. Right, brothers? Right, fellas? Too many today focus on getting and taking when healers and helpers are predominantly givers. Learn who and who not to X off your list. That's very important. Being equally yoked is also important. My sons are 12 and 15, and they certainly are being raised to be givers according to the word of God. A woman reproduces and multiplies what a man gives her, y'all. God created women to do that, just that. So being stingy and tight is basically preventing the man himself from multiplying. There's nothing wrong with wanting to save money and all this, but if you're just being a jerk and how you go about doing things, and you're just selfish and mean about it, you're supposed to be a cheerful giver. If you're looking at your wife, she's a reflection of you, She can turn a house into a home, turn groceries into a slamming meal. Give her you, and you're a king. I'm just saying. It's a lot of the time about what you putting in to her, what you can get back, in return. And I'm not saying be a taker like that. I'm just saying that the effort that you put when it comes to her is what you're going to see coming out on the other end. So a lot of times, we hear people griping and complaining about the woman this and one woman that and woman that. But what did you do? How did you, number one, how did y'all set the foundation? And how did you begin with the lead? Was it in a way that she didn't trust you? Because to be a man, it's not about necessarily your height and how good you are in bed. You can be respectful. You just need to demonstrate that you're capable of leading, and she will follow your lead naturally. It don't be really all that hard. It's just that people don't want to do their part. And then everybody loves to blame somebody else for their mistakes or what they're not doing. That's the number one thing I see that people tend to like to do is point the finger and blame one another for everything. But I rarely see people holding themselves accountable for anything that they do wrong. And that sucks, because how do you better yourself, I'm sorry. When hubby gives, it empowers her to multiply tremendously, which works out in whose favor, fellas? It works out in y'all favor. Okay, so you cannot drive a relationship by yourself. The woman is always a reflection of the man. Did y'all hear that? So women, don't think that y'all can go up in there and just run everything and think you can change him, because even God will let you know that he ain't changing nobody that don't want to be changed. If you're not willing, he ain't doing nothing. So we can pray, cry all we want to if that person does not want to change. But yep, the woman is always a reflection of the man. If you call her stupid, that's the seed that you've sown into her. Whatever you put in is the seeds that you're sowing. If this person does not give you his or her time, that ain't it for sure. We need peace in our lives, not unlimited drama. So if someone is playing those type of games where you see them and they only want to see you on a certain day of the week, only that time of week, then obviously they probably got other people and things on their schedules. I don't care, even if they are business owners and so forth. You probably ain't the only one. So that's something to consider if that's something important to you. You should also be loved for who you are, my loves. You should be loved for who you are and not judged. It's more about where you're going than where you came from. So if somebody constantly throws your past in your face, that ain't it. They ain't it. You should feel safe and secure with the right person, with the right one. You know how he said the one? You shouldn't have to hide your truth. You should never have to hide your truth. Narcissists, y'all, they intentionally make you feel low about yourself. And a good partner won't have you feeling less than. 100, big facts. This is to break your spirit. That's why they do that. Beware. Beware. Narcissists ain't nothing to play with. Or anybody toxic, because I know that term gets thrown around loosely, but it's a lot of people that just have, they have narcissistic traits. There are people that are toxic that have all other bipolar disorder and all this other stuff going on. There are people that's just toxic, just issues on top of issues, but you don't want to become your issues. So in saying all of this, work on healing what's within you so that you can begin to attract the type of man or woman that you want in your life. We can say all day that we want a man or woman that makes 6 figures and all this stuff, but when it comes to that, you have to be real. What are you giving to the table where somebody of that stature would be interested in you? What types of things are men or women that make that type of money? What do they want to see? Are they wanting to be with somebody that's business minded? Y'all tell me down below in the comments when it comes to your preferences and so forth. What's a no-go? What works for you? I just love to get to know that about y'all, because it's about y'all, and that will also help me with topics. If y'all have any topics that y'all want me to chime in on, I always tell y'all to drop them down below in the comments or DM me on Instagram. But your girl LAL loves y'all. I don't have a problem with men. I don't have a problem with women. I love all y'all. What I'm more for is what's right and what's wrong. So if I had to choose a side in a situation, like say I had 2 friends, I'm not going to choose a side because she's a woman. I'm not going to choose the side based on, where everything is alike. I'm going to think about everything that happened within the situation and evaluate. And 9 times out of 10, it could have been, both were wrong, both were wrong in doing some things. But for me, it's about, just like if you're choosing somebody to run for office, when it comes to, it's about who you determine would be best. I have to analyze, when I make decisions and stuff like that. I'm just not one to side with everybody and tell them things that they want to hear. If I believe that it's a way that you could improve, I'm that honest, person that's going to tell you no out of love, because I love you. I love y'all sugars so much. But fellas, y'all don't give up, out there. Queens, same thing. Kings and queens, y'all don't give up. Y'all hang in there. But like I said, please do the work on you. Y'all get a good therapist to talk to and help y'all out. But if there are certain topics that you would find beneficial to you in doing this, just to better yourself, I'm there. Your girl is on your side. I got you, baby. I got you. So y'all just let me know what y'all need, whether it's a certain topic within relationships, obtaining or meeting, dating, something about dating. Your girl would really like to chime in on those topics for y'all. So let me know. But y'all, it's a certain way that we were created. And if we abided by that way of life, because there's so many, everybody's living in so many different ways and so much going on out in the world, that we end up going at each other, bumping heads, about ready to, you know, unlife one another, and it just don't get that serious. If somebody is like upsetting you that much, they got you feeling that throwed off, then it's time to what? Retire. Time to call that over, you know. But your girl LAL loves you so much. I hope that y'all have made it official and joined the LAL fam, because I gotta have you in my life. It's free sugars. It don't cost nothing to subscribe, so please go ahead and press that subscribe button. I'd love to have you in my life. Follow your girl on social media as well. I'm gonna let y'all go, my loves. Hope y'all got something valuable out of this video. Get down below in the comments. Let me know what's a no-go for you in relationships, or some things that you've been through that have made you want to give up on finding what you need. Have y'all healed? Tell me the truth. Because if you have ongoing stuff, and be honest, y'all, for real, because I'm a no. I told you I have the gift of discernment and I'm very intuitive, so don't lie to your girl. But if you believe that you're 100% healed, if you still have not met or come across someone that you find acceptable for you, someone that would even be close to the one, like if you just feel like you're just not finding that, I'd like to hear from you. I would really like to hear from you, because I want to try to help y'all in every way that I can, you know? So y'all stay positive, do something great for somebody out there. We gotta spread the love like that. But your girl LAL, I love y'all so very much. Y'all have a great day, and I'm gonna catch y'all on the next one. Later.